Welcome to Midday Mania. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Damn mooskas, the flies out here. Uh, you are officially in the alert zone. You are officially in the incinerator. Welcome to Midday Mania. We're a couple minutes late. I was having some technical difficulties that I was working out. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. About 5 after 12 Central Time here in the Central Time Zone, Central Standard Time. We're going to do like we always do. We're going to shout out Eyes and Ears Tactical for the incinerator. Also, shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. Hit the likes button, come in, subscribe, all that good stuff. I want to thank everybody that's been tuning into the program, whether you've been able to catch me live or the replays. I definitely appreciate that. We all outside today, as you guys and girls can see. So I'm gonna try not to hold y'all up too long. I try and do a 30-minute session during Midday Mania. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. So hope you guys and girls are having a good day wherever you are on this planet, because this is a worldwide movement. If you're watching from a country other than America, make sure you drop that in so we can know where we being viewed at, and so that we can shout you guys out in your countries. And if you live in the States and you want to drop what state you tuning in from, that's good too. So I give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. We'll do the usual, at the 5 minutes we'll start this. Shout out, like I said, so I'll just do my normal roll call. Tactical. Shout out to Docky, Autumn's Armory, Fat Guy with Guns, 45, Patrick E. Kelly, Boundless Outlaw, and Bubba. Shout out to y'all out there for keeping this going. A regular guy, you already know where we with it. T Electric, William Fratelli, White Rambo. Shout out to him. Make sure y'all check him out. Look, brother, give me a little bit of time. I got some stuff going on. I'm gonna make sure I start jumping in your lives, and to everybody else, I'm gonna try my best to give y'all more support than just shouting y'all out, because I know how it's time taking, and it takes time to make this content. So definitely, as always, shout out to everybody that tunes in to GunTube, whether it's this channel or any other channel that you might find that is of your liking. I understand this channel is not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I knew that. Everybody knows when you do content, when you make music, when you make anything entertainment, anything informative, everybody's not going to gravitate to it. So I understand that. So I give everybody a couple more minutes to get up in here. Surprisingly, it's not as warm right now up here today as it was yesterday. Boy, around this time yesterday, it was hot as doggone hell out here. I mean, it was really bad up here in Iowa, and it was really, really humid. So appreciate that. Definitely give everybody a couple more minutes to get up in here. Got 14 people now. I'm seeing. Make sure y'all hit the likes. We got 14 people. We should have 14 likes. All right, Duffy, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, Destro? Somebody put up Diddy. Oh. Bert, what's going on, Bert? Kentucky, I'm 17. Put up Diddy. I don't know what you're getting at about Diddy, because there ain't no Diddy over here. Definitely. So, just shout out to everybody. Like I was saying, it's not as warm today as it was yesterday, boy. Yesterday it was really, really warm out here. Yeah. Give everybody a couple more minutes to get up in here. Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, Bert. Just decided I was gonna go ahead on, since I was home, and do Midday Mania, or since I wasn't busy at noon, to go ahead on and do a Midday Mania, because Like I said, I like to live stream with you guys. All right, let's go ahead on and get into it with the 5-minute mark. And today I wanted to talk about the financial punishment of crimes. So I had ran across a story, and me and my brother, Well Dressed Tactical, talked about this offline last night about a shooting in D.C., Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, where they said that it was over 140 or 160 rounds that was shell casings that was recovered in this particular shootout. I don't know the particular neighborhood, but it was crazy. But what was even crazy is one of the women that they interviewed said that was the third time. What's going on? Pause and play. That she said that was the third time her vehicle had been struck by indiscriminate gunfire, and that she had a hard time getting her vehicle reinsured because no insurance companies would insure her. Let me explain something to you. At the bare minimum here in America, if you following the law, everybody has car insurance. If you guys don't understand, part of the reason we pay such expensive car insurance in America is the amount of thefts and the amount of damage to vehicles. When you live in these neighborhoods where these knuckleheads out here shooting indiscriminately and what have you, and your car keep getting shot up, every time you file, even though you pay full coverage, every time you file a claim, that makes your insurance go up, but it makes the neighborhood insurance go up. So we all have to suffer for this. And like I said, to my understanding from this particular lady, this is a common occurrence. I know people would say, well, why would you live somewhere where this goes on? Sometimes some of us have to live within our means. And sometimes within your means you may have to live in a particular area you don't particularly care for, but hey, you still got to have a roof over your head. You still got to have food on the table, clothes on your back, and things like that. And what was so harsh about it is the lady had a car seat up in there, you know. And it just goes to show. It was caught on like a Ring doorbell camera. You can hear the shots in the background. And I just wanted everybody to understand something. Not only as a licensed or insured vehicle, homeowners, because of how everything goes, homeowners insurance get expensive through all this. You guys and girls don't have no idea when your home is vandalized or you got to file a claim because you had multiple bullets come through your home or what have you. It makes everybody's insurance go up. And then it gets so expensive to the point where you can't afford insurance, or the companies won't insure you because they figure if your car has been hit 3 times, you must have been the target. That's not always the case, but I'm just telling you how insurance companies operate. So I don't want nobody out here to think that there's not a financial price that we pay. You like that your city is hot? You like that your neighborhood is on fire? You like that your neighborhood is the place to be? That comes with a price tag. And we all pay that. Once the neighborhoods start constantly being shot up and these home invasions and things, even if your vehicle hasn't been shot or if your home hasn't been burglarized, you're going to pay the price. Your insurance is going to go up because what they're going to say is that's a dangerous area. So in order to be insured, well, we're going to have to jack the rate up. Doesn't matter that you didn't ever file a claim. You live in that area, and that's just what it is to it. So this is the kind of things I like to talk about. You know, the Second Amendment, we talk about hunting, skeet shooting, and stuff like that for recreation. We also talk about defending ourselves. This is a part of the Second Amendment. Deterring criminals, giving them a reason to not. These criminals got to be stopped. You got to give them a reason to not shoot up the neighborhood. You got to give them a reason to not exist. We got to be proactive with crime. We can't always wait until something happens, because what happens is, in the long run, we all wind up paying for that. And You already know insurance in America is already high and through the roof. It's already a racket. Um, for those of you who don't know, the politicians, the insurance companies got with the politicians to make insurance a crime not having it, especially for your car. Which is why when you're driving and they stop you, you got to have driver license, registration, proof of insurance. So they've already made it mandatory that you have it. But because the market is not controlled well, we pay exorbitant amounts of insurance in this country. Even if your insurance is cheap, it's still more expensive than it should be. But I just wanted everybody to understand that there is a financial penalty to these crimes out here. These home invasions and what have you. Already because of the natural disasters, homeowners insurance is through the damn roof. And add that you live in a neighborhood where you keep having burglaries and stuff, man, your insurance gonna really go up. It'll get to the point where if you paying a note and you can't insure your home, you'll wind up losing your home because you can't insure it. For a lot of people who don't understand how America works, as long as you are paying a note on your home, a mortgage, you have to have insurance. It's like paying a car note. They will not allow you to pay a car note and not have insurance. If your insurance lapses, they will notify you. If you don't get insurance within X amount of time, we're going to come and take that vehicle from you, even though you didn't pay into it. So that's a part of the hustle here in America. For those of you who know and have to go through it, when you file a claim, you got to jump through a whole bunch of hoops and stuff like that. I mean, insurance is just a racket to an extent, but my point is, this woman, and believe me, she's not the only one that's having problems getting insurance for her vehicle and what have you, living in that neighborhood because of these outbreaks of this indiscriminate violence. So, switching gears. So, this rapper, this Jacksonville drill rapper, whatever, call himself Queso, he's on trial right now for a murder. Him and one of his co-defendants. And apparently his dad and somebody else from the gang or the group or whatever is going to testify against him that he committed this particular homicide. And I wanted to talk about that just for a couple minutes. When I told you guys and girls the dope game is over, the street game is over, get out the street, this is what I mean. His father got arrested for accessory after the fact because they said he came and picked his son up after the deed was done. But somebody that was supposed to be involved in this decided to take the stand against him. Let me explain something to you. Most real gangsters, they dead, they in jail, or they didn't get the game up. Cause it's got a black eye already. Got two black eyes. The game is over with. The dope game, the street game is all over with. And I'm going to tell you why. So, one of the state's witnesses, apparently, he's already testified against a couple other people, and they still chose to hang around this guy. So they know what type of dude he is, and you're still going to be his friend, and they get angry that he got up there and he's going to tell on everybody. Well, you know what? I say this. I don't care who don't like it. I think they ought to be convicted just for being stupid. Whether they are guilty of this particular crime, what have you, you already know your man's then testified against multiple people, and you still gonna go do something like this with him, and then get angry that he testified. I told you, the streets, the dope game, all that shit is over. Give it up. The streets, the jailhouses, is full of guys and girls that's looking for information to trade. When they get caught, hey, what can I tell you so I can light my sentence or so I can get out of this? Like I said, this guy was known by the state to do this. He tells just enough so that he can get out of it. Well, Queso's sitting there, and I saw little clips last night, and it came across my YouTube feed. He's smiling, and he's in court, and he may think that he's going to get away with this. If he does, well, you know, I'm not on the jury. But what I'm saying is, he's not too happy that his little buddy is going to testify against him. That his dad is going to get up there and testify against him. But guess what? When you want to be in the street, This what comes with the street. Don't tell me about what it shouldn't be. I always tell you guys and girls what it is, especially the young people that'll listen to me. Your friends, your associates, your people in the street, man, look, there ain't no loyalty out there. Your closest boy, your closest girl in the street will set you up. Some of y'all, the man or the woman y'all laying with, y'all making money, they will set you up to be robbed and play crazy like they didn't know. Man, look, give it up. Straight up. Oh, what's going on, Carl Singleton? Just out here spitting a little game, man. Just spitting a little game, doing a little midday mania. Just talking about, like I said, the price of criminals and how law-abiding citizens all have to pay the price. Our insurances go up when you got all these car thefts, all these car burglaries, things like that. Anytime a claim is filed by the insurance company, they deem certain areas as problem areas. So in order to get insurance to live around there on your home or on your car, you're going to pay an exorbitant amount, even though you've never filed a claim and you've never been in an accident. For homeowners, you guys and girls know what I'm talking about. It's already enough that you got to have all these different coverages on your house for Mother Nature. Then your neighbors or your friend or people in the neighborhood start breaking in everything and stealing everything. And every time a claim get filed, you notice your premium. Every time it's time to renew, your premium keep easing up. Your premium keep easing up. Your property value is here, but your premium keep going up. Your premium keep going up because of all the quote-unquote high crime area, high risk areas they call it. It's like people who got OWIs and DWIs and all that. They have to get that SR22 insurance or that high risk insurance. Same thing for law-abiding citizens. When you live in these kind of neighborhoods and your shit steadily getting stray bullets going through it and you don't have the money to fix it and you file an insurance claim, well, guess what? Yeah, they're going to fix your car, but your damn premium go up, and then eventually you're going to be like the woman that was in D.C. that was saying ain't nobody wanted to insure her. So, and with the whole queso thing, you know, like I said, that is right now, that is a present look at what the streets is. Guys and girls go out there and commit crimes. If you want to talk about that Julio murder out there, when they caught all 5 of them, the girl was the first one to roll over. But everybody already pointing the finger saying who did what. That's all the streets is. And at the end of the day, y'all out here shooting, but what you shooting for? Because somebody made a diss record. Somebody dissed the dead or whatever. Okay. It's just back and forth, but what you shooting for? None of y'all don't got money for good lawyers. None of y'all don't got money for bail. None of y'all don't got money to support y'all family while y'all locked up and have money coming in. What are you shooting for? That's what I want to know. You don't have a legitimate reason to be out there shooting. You guys just shooting just because. Because he said something I didn't like. Because I started talking about his dead friend, and then he made a song talking about my dead friend, and now we just back and forth. So I just wanted everybody to understand that all these crimes, for those of you who own Kias, you know already in some states, some places, if you own a Kia, they won't even insure you. They'll tell you straight up, I know your car hasn't been stolen, but you own a Kia. We're not going to even insure it because of the Kia boys. For those of you back in the day, before we had all this push start shit, when you had GM, everybody knew GMs was the easiest thing to steal. Cadillac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Chevrolet, everything that fell under GM was the easiest vehicles out there to damn steal. And GMs was the highest theft vehicles. I know out in Vietnamese village, they used to steal them Acura Integras because they was already into all that Fast and the Furious shit back then. But I just want you guys and girls to understand that. That's why I decided that I was going to do this through Midday Mania, so you can think about that. If you're going to buy a home, if you're going to move from one neighborhood to another one and you have to change your address, your car insurance and everything, make sure you're not moving in a high risk area. Because $10, $15, $20 extra a month insurance don't sound like a lot. But when you look at it at the end of the year and that it keeps going up, yeah, you'll start noticing that, hey, my insurance is not going down, it keeps going up. If you don't ask, if you don't know, you won't understand. They deem your area to be high risk, and because you live in a high risk area, they're gonna overcharge you. They're gonna charge you a crazy amount because you're paying for all the criminality around there. So I just want you guys and girls to understand. For those of you who doing legitimate business, as far as your insurance and all that, this is things you need to be mindful of. It's tied into crime. When they breaking in these cars looking for guns and all that, you're arming these criminals. But not only are you arming these criminals, now you got to file a police report. So then the police have to say, hey, in this area, this many vehicles have been broken into, and since this many vehicles have been broken into, well, this is a high risk area. This is a high crime area. It costs you. Pay attention to your bills. It costs you. You may be making money and don't pay it no attention, but you start going through it, yeah, it costs you. It costs to live in a bad neighborhood. It costs to live in the hot area, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's fun, fine, handy, and dandy, but it costs you. And like I said, as far as the whole queso thing, you guys can go look this up on YouTube. Jacksonville. So they had these little Jacksonville local rappers making these diss songs about each other and dissing the dead and all this other craziness. And just one queso, like I said, he's on trial for a murder, and allegedly one of the guys that participated in this alleged crime, and I have to say that because nobody's been convicted, is a state witness, and basically he's gonna tell the whole story. And the dumbest thing is, he's known to have cooperated with the government before, and these guys still allowed him to be around. So that goes to show you, these gangsters out here, they so damn high on mollies and whatever hell else that they high on, that they're too goddamn stupid to even realize you out here risking your life with somebody that you know gonna tell on you. That goes to show they should be locked up for just being a bad judge of character. If this guy has already testified against multiple people, you're gonna go allegedly kill somebody with him and then think he's not gonna tell? You're a fucking idiot. You like the, Treyway gangsters or whatever the hell that Tekashi 6ix9ine was involved in. They got what they deserve. I think they all should have got life in prison for letting him know everything. He ain't had no business being around them dudes. That's the fucking problem. Most of y'all ain't gangsters. You don't know nothing about being no gangster because, number one, you wouldn't have all this fucking open violence like that. Because that's bad for business. What are you shooting for? Because he looked at you? Because he got on the wrong color? Because his only crime is he left this corner to go 5 blocks up the street to the store. So you're going to shoot him because he shouldn't be on that fucking corner. That's stupid. A lot of y'all out here throwing y'all lives away. Look, in the street, all that unnecessary violence is bad for business. Them damn Mexican drug lords starting to learn that now. Fighting and been down there slaughtering each other with these mass slaughterings and public displays of carnage for a country that's going to accept all their drugs anyway. Instead of fighting each other, all they had to do was sit down and figure out, this is your port, this is my port, this is my port, and that be that. Because everybody know America is the #1 destination for illicit drugs in the world. Period, point blank. So now they starting to feel the heat. El Chapo and all of them. They starting to want to cooperate. They families starting to cooperate. All this mass violence. For what? You're shooting for what? For what? These queso and all these ATK and BTK and whatever else fucking letters they are, and they can't even tell you what they out here shooting for. Because somebody made a diss record. Okay, we'll make another one back. But you're shooting, you're running with somebody you know that is not a gangster, and then you get angry that he get up there and testify against you. Look here, technology is everywhere. Everybody got camera phones. Most people got cameras on their homes now. And as a matter of fact, yeah, let me go ahead and address that also while it's on my mind. The porch pirates. Amazon taking over the world. and this e-commerce shopping has brought a new style of criminal, the porch pirates. Now everybody has to pay a damn, what they call them, service fees to have these cameras around their house and stuff like that. Now everybody got to pay a service fee. That's more money we got to shell out because of porch pirates. People didn't put cameras on their homes before all this e-commerce shit like that. It was very rare that you saw a camera on a house. That wasn't the norm, especially in the hood. Now, everywhere you go, there's a damn camera. Up on the light poles. We got somebody in my neighborhood. I noticed since yesterday. I don't know where they live. Been flying these fucking drones around and what have you. Everything is under surveillance. Ain't no more anonymity no more. Remember, Jussie Smollett pulled this hoax in the Chicago. Police in the middle of fucking winter caught these damn Nigerians trying to flee the country. This technology is a motherfucker. It's cameras everywhere. Literally. The license plates readers and all that. It's only a matter of time before they catch you. And in this day and age, it's only a matter of time before somebody that participated in the crime go brag about it. Because they can't keep it to themselves. Somebody got to know they shot somebody. They putting these teardrops on their eyes and they bragging about sliding or whatever they call it now. I know it back in the days it used to be murking and head busting. I don't know what they call it now, but they out here bragging about what they do, and it's a part of the game. Just understand, when it comes knocking at your door, you got to take it. Whether it be your life or your freedom. This is what you signed up for. You signed up that knowing there's a possibility somebody can rat me out for what I did. There's a possibility I can get stabbed in the back by somebody I know. If you're okay with all that, be my guest. If you're not okay with all that, leave this shit alone, man. Ain't nothing out here. All these gangsters out here, these quote-unquote gangsters, man, ain't no more gangsters out here. You really want to spend the rest of your life in an American prison? I can't speak for other countries, but in an American prison, with the time these people giving, man, you can't do that. All these international criminals they starting to go get, they've targeted Mexico because it's the neighboring country, but it's not the only country that they do this in, because they went and got one down there in Ecuador. You can't do that. None of them want to come to prison in America. Because when they tell you life here, they mean it. When they tell you you're going to be isolated here, they mean it. El Chapo is a billionaire. He's locked up in one of the deepest dungeons in the fucking country. ADX Supermax. He got all that money and he can't spend it. It's not worth it. Give it up. But I say this again. If you're going to be playing this game, you got to understand what the rules are. I know what the rules should be. I'm telling you what the rules are. The rules are, eventually, you're going to go to jail. And it's going to be a bunch of different ways you're going to go. You can go, or you're going to die. Most people can handle dying. It's to go into prison here in America. Just saw where a woman going through a small town in Oklahoma got stopped. Speeding. Cop pulled over. It's in the middle of the summer. He smelled marijuana. She got over 70 pounds of weed. Going through these small towns, they profile. Outside of Memphis, for those of you who don't know, on Interstate 40, when you're heading towards Nashville, shit, we used to come through there around exit 20, somewhere around there. There used to be 3-4 Camaros sitting in the median, the cocaine cowboys, we call them. Profiling. Give it up, man. It just ain't worth it. I ask you guys and you girls to stop with all this violence, because the law-abiding citizens, we paying the price for it. I'm tired of our fucking premiums going up. I'm tired of insurance ripping us off because this is the #1 theft car. Or we can't get certain things because nobody won't insure it. I'm tired of that, man. We already fighting with nature. We already got in certain places like Florida. Most places now, the state of Florida, insurance companies won't even insure your fucking property because of all these natural disasters. And then we got to add the man-made disaster on top of that. These knuckleheads running around here, airing the joint out, shooting up and all that. Yeah, man. I'm tired of it, man. It's look. Coming from New Orleans, and I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, because I'm not. I grew up around some rough dudes. I grew up around some dudes that then left the planet. I grew up with some dudes that's doing multiple life sentences. I remember the old days. All right, we got the UK in the building. Shout out to you, Mike. I grew up around that. And the one thing I remember is when these dudes would bang it out, usually it was behind some money. And I ain't talking about no $10 either. I remember when they used to tell us, hey, little daddy, go inside. Oh, you from Detroit? Oh, goodness. Let me say this and then I'll give the Detroit story. If you've been on Gun Freak Nation, you didn't heard it, but if you haven't, I'm gonna go ahead and give it. But anyhow, I remember when guys used to send us inside. And it was always, if so-and-so don't have my money, I'm gonna deal with it. Now we got guys running around. I mean, they shooting people literally for looking at them. But Detroit, we got Detroit in the house. So I'll tell the story. The first time I ever went to Detroit was in 2003. I'll give you guys the short version. I never seen that much of bulletproof glass in my life. I've never seen that much of bulletproof glass in my life. I've been to 46 out of 48 continental USA states. Been in Mexico, I've been in Canada. Canada, I just went in and unloaded, reloaded, and left twice. So I can't say like I've been around Canada. Mexico, well, you guys have seen the videos on the channel of me down in Mexico City and different parts of Mexico. But Detroit, I've never seen the amount of bulletproof glass and businesses that I saw when I went up there. And in LA, the state of California, I've never seen that many burglar bars on windows and iron gates on doors. I've never seen that. I like I said, as bad as New Orleans was, we could do something as simple as go start the car up and go inside and let it cool off or let it warm up in the winter before we leave. You can't do that in California, and Detroit apparently you can't either. It's cold as the damn be out there. Which shout out to Detroit, man. Condolences. Well, I don't think nobody lost their life, but I'm hoping for a speedy recovery. Yeah. Shout out to, like I was saying, I'm wishing a speedy recovery to everybody that was stabbed during the Traverse City rampage. I wish y'all a speedy recovery. Speaking of Detroit, we knew about Maserati Rick way in New Orleans. We heard about Maserati Rick. So, what you need? Huh? She asked you to get what? Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. I was answering my daughter. She came out. I thought she was looking for me. So, I just say like I always say. Lucky Luciano, for whatever you think about the man, when he started running the mob, he made it clear. All this unnecessary killing is bad for business. You can't have these public massacres for no reason. There's got to be a real good reason that we all give our head nods to before we can, or we're going to be out of business. Same thing for y'all criminals. If you're a drug dealer, you can't make money if the police constantly ride in the neighborhood because y'all out here shooting at each other. You can't be both. You can't sling dope and be a gunslinger. You're going to pick one or the other. You can't be both. Because everybody who thought they was going to be both wind up in prison. They're all in prison. Or they dead. or they on their way to prison, or they on their way to the graveyard. You can't do both because one contradicts the other. All this fighting over turf, you know why you fight over turf? You fight over turf because there's always a thief in the bunch. There's always somebody that wants to take the fucking shortcut. That's why y'all fight over turf. Because your product's supposed to sell itself. You got Pepsi and Coca-Cola in the same fucking stores. Yes, they cutthroat towards each other. They don't care for each other. But their product is in the same place. And their products sell themselves. In the street game, if you got the best, whatever it is you sell, that's supposed to sell itself. You don't need to knock nobody and run nobody off the fucking corner. You just sell a better product than him. And if somebody outsells you, you be man or woman enough to figure out why they outselling you, and you put your hustle in and you outsell them. All this public display of people being shot down just because you killing and you shooting up over neighborhoods you don't own. You live on that block, but nobody in that neighborhood owns any of those houses. In the black community, let me just keep it real. Y'all ain't even smart enough to fucking own the goddamn corner stores. Even though I know city council is part of the reason to that. And the zoning board and the permits department, how they don't want to give y'all no permits. I know about all that, but still. You guys ain't even smart enough to own the fucking corner stores you go into. That's the least you can do. You can't get a corner store, goddamn it, open up a sweet shop. Back in New Orleans, we had corner stores and we had sweet shops in the hood. If the corner store was closed, you could still go to the sweet shop. Same shit. Only thing the sweet shop didn't sell general goods. They basically sold snacks and little stuff like that. Some of them had a little arcade. You can go in there and play the little 1 or 2 arcade games that they had up in there. But that was something that you can be territorial about, a legitimate business. Y'all out there telling people they can't come through a certain neighborhood without checking in and all that, but you don't tell that to them damn foreigners. Out there in LA. Y'all don't tell them damn Koreans they can't have no store here. Shit. They go in the worst neighborhood and wear whatever color they want and don't need no protection because y'all ain't gonna do them shit. At least everybody else is smart enough that if this is what it's gonna be in their neighborhood, if they gonna be peddling in their neighborhood, that they make sure they own all the businesses in the neighborhood. At least that. I'll give them that. They smart enough to fucking do that. Got knuckleheads out here shooting up and fighting over a block that don't none of them own a fucking grain of the grass out there. Most of them, if you gave them a mortgage to read over, they too goddamn illiterate to even get out of the damn first paragraph. And they running around here talking about you can't be in this neighborhood. And the government decide they're going to take them houses and make them mixed income, which means we're going to run y'all fucking asses out of here. They was screaming and hollering and protesting. But you didn't invest when y'all was making all this money. So I want to hear about it now. So, I know I done held you guys over 30. I'm going to let y'all get out of here. This has been another episode of MidDay Mania. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Keep an eye on what's going on out here. Do your best to keep yourself out of bad situations. When you drive, you make sure you got your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance with you. A physical copy, not a digital copy. As I always say, do not hand law enforcement your phone, because once you give them an open phone, you're giving them the opportunity to go through that phone and see what's in it. If you have something you don't want nobody to see, you don't give them your phone. Get you a damn physical copy of your insurance, your registration, your driver's license. Don't go digital. With that being said, we appreciate y'all tuning in. And until next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. The incinerator is burned out. We out of here.